Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Stone Dolphin Complex. My name is Brooke. I'm one of the animal care specialists here. Joining me around the pool, we have Gabby, we have Kelsey, Ariana, and we'll also be joined by Kaylee. We're here today to introduce you to our rough-toothed dolphins. We have 6 of them. Hanging out here with me is Doris. She's the oldest of the bunch. Everyone say hello to Doris. Next up here to my right, we have Katana and Ren. Katana and Ren are going to say hello to you guys. Down on the far end, we have Rudy and Dagny. Rudy and Dagny are going to say hello to you guys. Awesome job. And last but not least, over here on my left, we have Rosie. Everyone say hello to Rosie. Now, all of our rough-toothed dolphins have been impacted some way by hearing impairment. That's why they all live here with us at the aquarium. All of them have certain degrees of hearing impairment. Aside from Doris, who's hanging out here with me, she was stranded with other animals who were hearing impaired. They could not be released, and they did not feel that it was appropriate to release a solo female because they are an offshore species and likely would not survive, right, Doris? That's right. So she lives here with her friends. And today we have the pleasure of talking to you guys all about how we take care of them here at the aquarium. That falls into 3 different categories, and the first one we're going to show you guys is called husbandry. This refers to medical management or cooperative care. Today we're going to be working on a behavior that is called hydration, and that is just what it sounds like, giving them an extra drink of water. Now, all of the dolphins under human care within the United States eat food that is USDA quality and regulated, but it is caught, frozen, and then thawed at the time for feeding. So while that's all very high standard, sometimes the water content in the fish can be diluted, which is how they get the fresh water that they need. So we teach all of our animals to accept a tube where they get an extra drink of water from that tube going right down into the first chamber of their stomach. Now, dolphins don't have a gag reflex like we do, so it is a bit different for them to receive this tube. So we teach them how to do it, and it can be considered a complex behavior, but through a lot of operant conditioning with positive reinforcement, you can see that Doris is doing it right now, and she's doing an awesome job. And when she's finished, Katana and Ren will also be working on this behavior. You can see that throughout it, Doris stayed nice and calm. Kaylee's gonna let her know she did a good job by blowing her whistle. And we can cheer and clap for her. After all, she's the only one out of the bunch that can hear us. So by cheering and clapping, that can be a type of reward for them as well. Now we are gonna move on to talking about the next category of why we train, and that is for cognitive stimulation. So we wanna make sure that their minds are staying exercised and challenged in appropriate ways. You'll see that 4 out of the 6 dolphins are working with a friend. This is a great cognitive challenge in itself. Right now, they're going to work on some mimicry behaviors. Mimicry is something that dolphins naturally do. They're going to mimic their mothers. That's how they learn survival skills. And they're going to mimic other conspecifics as well. Now, they can mimic us if we're doing something like a hula or a spin in a circle. Waving our hands, they're going to mirror that to mimic. So let's take a look as they do a little mimicry. All right, they did a very nice job. Now the third and final reason why we train is for physical exercise. Just like we want to make sure that their minds are staying challenged, we want to make sure that their muscles are as well. Dolphins out in their natural environment do not face the same challenges physically or mentally as dolphins under human care. So we teach them exercise behaviors like this. rough-toothed dolphins that live under human care in the entire United States. They do typically live offshore in much deeper water, so they're also not super common for you to just run into or come across. If you're out on the beaches or out on a boat or something like that while you either live here in Florida or you're visiting, you're most likely going to see a bottlenose dolphin, which is what Nicholas, Hope, and Izzy, and they're just simply a different species that you're going to find in different areas. So it's a really cool opportunity to get to see them up close. They get their name by the fact that their teeth are actually rough to the touch if you were to look at them under a microscope. Their mouth area that's sticking up and out of the water is called their rostrum. Inside of their rostrum, they have a very strong tongue that they use to manipulate their food, and they actually swallow their food whole. Now their blowhole is what sits on top of their head. That's how they breathe air, and that's also where all of their sounds come from. On the sides of their bodies, they have pectoral flippers. Those are used for steering and stopping and navigating around their environment. And on their back is their dorsal fin. Then behind that is going to be their peduncle and their tail fluke area. That's what they use for propulsion to do all those awesome high energy behaviors that they showed you guys earlier. So that's a little bit more about the dolphins in general. And what we're going to be doing now is wrapping up their formal training session, and we're going to be moving into some playtime with them. So we talked about the 3 categories of why training is so important. And another really important aspect of their day is what is called enrichment. Now, enrichment can be anything that changes the animal's environment, gives them choice, and encourages natural behavior. So you can already see some enrichment devices in their habitat, and we're going to be adding more as well. So some of the dolphins really seem to enjoy interacting with the hose or the water play. Now you might be thinking, they're not going to have a hose out there in the ocean, right? And you are right. The dolphins are very tactile animals, and they're going to be coming across different things in order to rub their bodies on and receive that tactile enrichment. And this hose can supplement that as well. Now the different rafts and buoys and things like that they have, they all interact with in different capacities. So Ariana's going to throw in a couple of items up along the front. Different things that they can put in their mouth to carry around or kind of drape across their body. These guys really seem to enjoy interacting with. Now a lot of people ask us, how do we tell the difference between all of our rough-toothed dolphins? And that's a great question because there are 6 of them and it can be a little challenging. Katana is our largest. She's actually currently over here getting a nice little water massage from the hose. Right here with Kelsey we have Rudy. Now a good way that you can tell the difference between these guys is that Katana is the largest out of all the rough-toothed dolphins. She's right here with her head up on that mat. She also has the most pink coloration on her body. Rudy has some pink coloration right at the tip of his rostrum. That coloration can change over time. They use their rostrums like we use our hands. So just like our hands are going to change and get maybe calluses or different kind of wear and tear, that's really the same with their rostrums as well. Now our 2 youngest out of the bunch, Rosie and Ren, they actually look very similar. Even those of us who work with them on a daily basis usually do a double take just to make sure who's who. But a great way to identify dolphins is by looking at the characteristics of their dorsal fins. In fact, every dorsal fin on a dolphin is as unique to them as our fingerprints are to us. So that's a great way to identify them as well. In addition to that, if you guys see Ren swimming around, she has a little bit of a scar on her right side behind her eye. That's an injury that she sustained when she still lived out in the wild. Those are some fun tips and tricks to be able to tell the difference between our rough-toothed dolphins. Now we're going to continue to hang out here with them and continue our play session. So we do hope that you guys enjoy watching. If you guys have any questions, my name is Brooke and I'm going to be around and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you guys. If not, we hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day here at the aquarium. Bye everybody.